In this example here, I'm going to show you how to create a simple set of table and chairs. I've already created the table top, which is basically dumping in, if I do Shift A, mesh, cube, and all I do is scale along the Z and scale along the X and Y to produce the shape I want. I'm referring to my human figure here, Bob, and you can see the sort of height I'm going for, sort of hip height here. Do not forget though that when you're scaling things, let me press the N key and I've selected my object. Make sure your scale is set to 111. So if I scale on Y and change it, you can see this changes here, and this can cause problems when we apply modifiers and so on and so forth. So what you should always do after you've scaled and resized your shape, just do Control A and apply scale. That basically sets the scale to 111, so it causes less problems further on. I've duplicated this and I'm going to tab into the first one, and you can see I haven't done much to it, and I want 4 legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Control R, roll over the top edge here, left click again, and Control B to bevel, and that will give me, and I'm just doing this sort of by eye, left click again, and then Control R, I'll do it horizontally now, left click, and Control B, and something like that. I'm not being too precise, I'm doing it by eye. In my Blender, I'm just going to tab out here, I right mouse click select. So my left click is to move the 3D cursor. So my shortcuts might be slightly different to yours. So I'm going to do tab in, number keypad 3 to go to the face view, and I'm going to select and shift select each face for here, and I could extrude these, but then I end up with the legs flush with the edges of the table, which I don't want. I mean, you could do that, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do I to inset, something like that, and I'm going to do SX, scale along X, to make it a bit squarer, so you can see what I've got there. Then I do E to extrude, and I'm going to do number keypad 1 to go to front view, and number keypad 5 to go to the front orthographic view, the orthographic view basically. And I want GZ, I want to move these up, I want these on 0 here. Now these bottom faces are all selected, so number keypad 1, N, and here's transform and here's Z. So I'm going to click on that and do 0 return, and bingo, now they're all, just do N now. Now they're all going to the ground basically. And that is just a simple table. I'm going to tab out of that. I'm going to zoom in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bevel. Now, we're going to have to be a little bit careful. So I'm going to go to the modifiers here, plus, and I'm going to generate and bevel. And I'm going to do segments, let's do 5. And the amount is a little bit big, so 0.005. There you go. Now I have a slight sort of issue here on the joins, and I'm not going to worry about that on this tutorial, but just be aware to check for things like this. I can of course decrease the number of segments. I can change the angle, which doesn't make any difference here. I can change the profile here if I wanted to give me sort of a different result, which I won't. And I can do harder normals to give me sort of a smoother result here as well, but that gives me my simple table. I'll do a quick save. What about a chair? Well, I'm going to go to top view now, number keypad 7, and I'm going to sort of click here, Shift A, mesh and cube. I'm going to scale it down. In fact, I'll put it over here just so I can refer to Bob. So GZ, move it down, SZ. So this is going to be a chair similar to a table. And let's do SY SX, just, you know, something like that. Control A, scale, number keypad N, just to check they're all one, number keypad N. And what I want again is my legs. So tab in, Control R, roll over. Be careful where you roll over. So roll over this edge, left click, Control B, and then Control R this edge, left click, Control B. Number keypad 3, and select each face and eye and extrude. Now front orthographics and number keypad 1. Now I've got to change the height, the position of this. So I'm going to tab out, go to object view again, check in the top left, and GZ. So I'm thinking number keypad 1. So again, looking at my reference figure in the table, GZ, something like that is fine. Tab in, my faces are still selected, so N key and set the Z, click 0, return. Move off Z and number keypad 1, and there we go. But obviously what I also want is a back. So we've got these faces here. I'm still in face view, so click, shift click, and I can just do E to extrude up. There you go. Number keypad 2 for edge select, so edge mode here. And I'm going to click on this one and shift click on this one and Control B to do a bevel, and I'm going to use the scroll wheel just to sort of give a round edge and tab out of that. And I now need to smooth this. So for me, because I'm doing right mouse click select, it's the W key. If you're on left mouse click select, right mouse click to produce this menu. And if I do shade smooth, you see that's not so good. So W, shade smooth by angle, and there you go, that's a bit better. And then all I've got to do, number keypad 7, G, R, Z, 90, and Shift R, which is repeat, and number keypad 7. So I'll move that over here. And I'm going to do Alt D and followed by X. And Alt D is make a duplicate, but link it to the original. So if I select the original, or either, any of them basically, I can click on that, see, and they will all change. So, and I want them that way because I want all the chairs to be the same. So select both, Alt D, Y, and I want them to face the other way, and I'm going to set to individual origins, which it is, and I'll do RZ90, Shift R, and there you go. And there is my simple table and chair set. Now I've done a duplicate here for a simple reason. If I tab into this, I'm going to do Control R, left click, Control B to bevel. Now I'm scroll wheeling down, so I only want 2, no others. Click on there, Control R, left click, Control B. But in this case, I'm not going to do an inset. I'm going to scroll down, I'm going to do one leg. I'm going to go to number keypad 1. Oh, deselect number keypad 1. This takes me to my vertex mode, and I'll click on this. And I'm going to bevel, instead of doing an inset on the face, I'm going to bevel this crossover here. And to bevel a single vertex, Control Shift B, and now scroll wheel up. I'm going to get something like that, which looks weird. Although if I extrude it, you know, there you go. I've got a leg like that. But I won't do that, and I'll undo that. Control Shift B, make it like that. And I'll go to bevel in the bottom left-hand corner. And what I'm after is my shape. And if you notice, you see, I'm after basically a circular shape. I'm holding the shift key now to sort of go slow, so I can, there you go, let's do it to 0.1, and if I extrude that, you see now I get round legs. So I'll undo that, and I'm going to do Shift to select the other vertices, Control Shift B, so I can do them individually, and notice it's remembered the setting from before, which is fine. And now I can do E, and now what it's done is, although mind you, I could do a table like that, it's done the face as well, which I don't want. So I'm going to go to face mode, Shift right mouse click to deselect that, zoom out a bit, E, Z, just to make, oh no, Z again, I was really on Z, there you go. Number keypad 1, N, and Z, 0, and return. I'll tab out of that. And now we've got round corners, but of course we've got this faceting here. So W and shade smooth, looks awful, W, shade smooth by angle, and I get a much better result. Note, by the way, that I'm actually running Blender 4.1.1. So if you're on an earlier version of Blender, your shade smooth has changed. I can't remember which exact version it changed, but just be aware it's still there, but it's changed in 4.1. So I'll just click off that, we don't need. But there we have now 2 sets of tables and 4 chairs. And of course, I can just select these chairs, Alt-D, X, and move them along. And so now I have a very simple set of furniture.